Sons and daughters of India, first of all, Mr. Director General, sir, members of the faculty, other directors, our guests from overseas, and the pride of India that sits in front of me. Tali bajao yaar, jor se. When I was in school, we were taught there were 2 time zones. There was BC, before Christ, there was AD, Anno Domini, the year of our Lord. Now we have 3 time zones. We have BC, before COVID. We have DC, during COVID, where we are. And we have AC, after COVID. This is Chinese stuff, it doesn't work. Sir, next slide, please. Next one, sir. Thank you. We've just returned from Bali, where we had the G20 summit. You know this group of 20 old fellows who make big speeches, eat a lot of good food, drink excellent wine, and don't do anything. But this time, their declaration, if you read it, it's all about India's philosophy, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas. All the major challenges facing the world are challenges that India has tackled. We can, we will find a way forward. Take a look at this map of India. Does it look different? Yes, it does. I've only dropped it to its side. The northeast now becomes the crown of India. Why should I look at the world through some, I was going to say stupid, Dutch cartographer called Mercator, his projection? This is my projection of India. We look at things differently. You know something? Here is, what's happened to this? Yes. Our national renaissance has begun. We have self-confidence, we have self-reliance, not that company called Reliance. We have self-esteem. We have a vision, Mr. Director General, for 30 years, 40 years. I used to go to the Red Fort and listen. ये बड़े-बड़े हमारे leader के ये करना है, वो करना है, ऐसा करेंगे, वैसा करेंगे. कुछ नहीं होता था. For the first time, we have a leader, your leader, my leader, who says by 2047, we have to be a developed country. It is our vision 2047. I have a target now. I will not be alive. For me, it's vision 2047. For you kids, it's mission 25. You have 25 years to do it. Will you do it? Yes, I didn't hear you. Can you do it? Yes, thank you. Let's do it. Who developed Canada and America and Estonia and Lithuania and Singapore and Australia? Did people come from the moon? Did they come from Mars? Did they come from the water? Or those people themselves? Who did it? Those people themselves. And what's wrong with us? Why can't we move forward? Are we inferior to everybody? Very quickly, our recent journey from 2003, India takes no more foreign assistance from anybody. Our hands are not like this. Our hands are like this. We give to 154 countries. Clap your hands. And when the tsunami happened in 2004, we were the first responders. Groupie, within 48 hours, we mobilized 25 ships and 5,000 sailors. And we went to help Sri Lanka and Myanmar and Indonesia and whatever, Bangladesh and Andaman and Nicobar. And you know what our good friends across the ocean said? Oh, we are going to work with our Indian partners. We said, who asked you, Tiger? We'll do it alone. But they came along and they joined us. When Maldives ran out of drinking water, it's an island, because the desalination plant given to them by China broke down. They asked me, and we sent 2 of our ships with onboard desalination plants. For 1 year, the people of Maldives drank water that I gave them. Clap your hands. And then when Nepal had a massive earthquake in 2015, to our guests from Estonia, our relief effort began in 15 minutes. Within 8 hours, our first planes had landed in Kathmandu. The then Prime Minister of Nepal said, my country is blessed. I have a neighbor like India. And then the vaccine rollout, relief supplies to over 100 nations, 700 projects today in developing countries funded by India. What do we ask in return? Nothing, because we just want the world to be happy. Look, our country, we refer to her as Bharat Ma. Don't we, sir? Hamari Ma hai na ye? Kya kehte hain hum log? Bharat Ma. And the mother reaches out to help her children. We went to Lebanon, we went to Libya, Yemen, South Sudan. This year we went to Ukraine to bring back 22,000 of our children. अरे बच्चे तकलीफ में होते हैं, माँ भगवान से भिड़ जाती है. A mother can fight with God for the sake of her children. When we brought back these 22,000 kids, there were children from other countries carrying the national flag of India saying Jai Hind, can we also be evacuated? Of course, Mother India brought everybody back. When the virus attacked us in 2020, 2021, we stumbled, sons and daughters of India. We didn't know what had hit us. Everybody now says, you should have done this, you should have done that. I asked them, Tiger, why didn't you say so then? Why was your mouth zipped? But we regained control. We recovered the fastest of any country. There's an English expression, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. When the going gets toughest, the Indians get going. 200 crore vaccinations in 18 months. We've developed the world's first nasal vaccine. You won't get shots anymore. You'll take it through the mouth. We did the world's first, and our success rate in the test was 85%. There's a country run by a character called Ping Pong or Dingling or Tingling, something like that. His country also said, we've done it. Their success rate is 15%. We opened 2 bank accounts every second. You know this. We built 1 toilet every 2 seconds. We are now free of people going with a lota to the fields and doing what they have to. And do you know something? We are building 4 kilometers of road every hour. 4 kilometers every hour is what we are building. Here's someone complaining and saying you shouldn't be here. 4 kilometers every hour. And how do we know? You have a prime minister who uses, what is that thing that flies in the air? Drone, that's right. So the world has drones. We have Dronacharya. And through Dronacharya, we are able to watch. Already a $3.5 trillion economy. Do you know we have 100 million digital transactions online every day, ma'am? Did you realize that? 3 times as much as our next competitor. We were told that we would have $1 trillion in digital transactions. Trillion has 12 zeros. That we would have it by 2025 according to the Reserve Bank of India. But we are terrible people. We do everything ahead of schedule. This year, in November 2022, we have hit 1.4 trillion already. Have you heard of a company called McKinsey? Their CEO, he's not a friend of mine, nor did I give him money. He says this is not India's decade, this is India's century. Here is this book by an American diplomat. It says, our time has come. It's about India, how India is making its place in the world. Sons and daughters of India, this book is a bestseller in Pakistan. How am I confident that India can play its destined role? Because India has children like you. Can you do it? 2,400 years ago, Chanakya had said, without self-interest, there is no friendship. So what is the self-interest of India and the world? There are 4 things that are going to determine our future: health, climate stability, recovery and development through open seas, and new technologies. China sent its visiting card to 200 countries. It said virus. I sent mine to 200 countries. It said vaccine. Look at the difference. We gifted several million doses. Developing countries. I have been to New York recently. We attended the UN session. So many ambassadors came up and said, you didn't have enough vaccines yourself, yet you shared it with us. This is Mother India. We are a very good people. And just as we killed polio, AIDS, smallpox, let me assure you, Groupie sir, Director General sir, next year we will kill the Chinese virus. We will do it. India will do it. Climate-related disasters have increased 500 years. The worst drought in Europe. Now they are told, don't take a bath, have a bath every 2 weeks. I'm not going to Europe now. But they are facing enormous problems because they have damaged our planet. Have we damaged our planet? I say, have you heard of the Ganga River? Yes or no? Yes, what do you call her? Ganga? Ma. She's your mother. We call her Jamuna Ma, the Kanchenjunga mountain in Singapore. In Sikkim, we call it Father Mountain. We have never damaged our planet. Do you hurt your mother and father? Do you? You don't. It's not our culture. Because India, we worship trees, we worship stones, we worship the stars, the moon, the sun. We worship rivers and mountains. How can we damage our planet? We want recovery, the third thing, through free and open seas. But there's some fellow who says, you know, the Indian Ocean belongs to me. We said, how do you know that? He said, well, my grandfather's 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 grandfather died in the Indian Ocean, so it's mine. We said, oh, Tiger, do you know something? My grandfather's 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 grandfather died in Beijing, so China belongs to me also. He doesn't clap when I say that. Take a look at the world's most powerful military, sons and daughters of India. These are not my figures. These are UN International Firepower Index figures. Most powerful military, USA, they spend too much money. They don't know how to fight. Look at Afghanistan. Second most powerful, Russia. I don't know how powerful they are. Look at Ukraine. The third most powerful is India. And China is behind us at number 4. Finally, in our new world, hyper-technology, engineered, intelligent, digital economy, this will drive anything. Who takes to new technology easier, young minds or old minds? Thank you very much. We are the youngest country in the world.
Lankan ki chori nana, Paris ki pori nana, India, aha.
1 out of 3 Japanese is over 60 years, 1 out of 4 Europeans, 1 out of 6 Chinese, 1 out of 12 Indians. You know something? Median age is, sir, when half the population is below that age and half is above. In India, the median age is 29. 65 crore Indians like me, and those kids are less than 29, and 65 crore like these guys over here are more than 29. Japan, it's 49, the oldest country in the world. Sir, they've forgotten how to make babies. We can teach them. We have the technology. Last year, Japanese mothers produced 9 lakh babies. How many? 9 lakh. 9 lakh babies Japanese mothers produced in 2021. अरे हम गाजियाबाद में उससे ज़्यादा पैदा कर देगा. What is man's most valuable possession? Yudhishthir was asked in the Mahabharata by the Yaksh. Yudhishthir, Dharmaputra replied, education. Sons and daughters of India. While those guys were running around naked in the jungles, we were talking of education. When I was manufactured in India in 1951, we had 500 colleges and universities. And today, we have 50,000. One of the best, you've probably heard of it. It's called the A.K. Garg College of Engineering. One of the best that we have. We have 15 lakh schools, 1.5 million. And do you know something? The population of the United States is 330 million. I have 340 million students. They are sitting in front of me. And 51% are our daughters. Thank you for your lecture on gender equality. Oh, we've been through a difficult time. We had no food, we had no this, we had no foreign exchange, but we've recovered. Our private wealth today is $8.2 trillion. Trillion has 12 zeros. Do you know what we spend it on? Looking better. I have 650,000 villages and towns, and I have 1.5 crore beauty parlors. Ma'am, you go to a beauty parlor sometimes? I do, of course you do. That's why all the Miss World, Miss Universe, Miss this, Miss that are all Indian. Then we are eating better, we are living better. Very quickly now, at the height of the Kargil War, 1999, this kid came to register for the army. He was from Bihar. He was told he couldn't because both his legs were cut off below the knees in a train accident. His response, sons and daughters of India, I have come to fight the enemy, not to run away from the enemy. Look at the spirit. Come on, clap for him. I know Kargil. We have a child who sleeps there. He died for India. My adopted son. He sleeps there. Take a look at this. There was this massive earthquake in Sikkim. Sir, do you remember this? In 2011. The road from Siliguri to Gangtok, the capital of Sikkim, was shattered, was broken in 300 places. Either it was blocked with the boulders coming down or the road was washed away. You can see that it's been completely destroyed. We asked the Austrians, as ordered by our Prime Minister then, how long it would take. They have wonderful technology for mountain roads. They said 3 months to mobilize the equipment, 3 months to repair it. 300 places it was broken. We can't wait for that long. The Prime Minister said, ask Border Roads. Have you heard of Border Roads organization? He said, ask them. I did. Their Director General said, I'll come back and tell you how long it'll take. And as I stand before you, as God is my witness, 19 hours later, he called. He said, tell the Prime Minister the road is open. 19 hours later. It's a story that has to be told again and again. We lost 22 kids like this little fellow. He's drilling, he's going to put dynamite, boom, the mountain will go back, etc. He's not got all the protective gear. I took one of these bodies in Sikkim to his home, 50-year-old Sikkimese mother. I said to her, I said, sister, I'm sorry I've come to your house at a time like this. Government will give you compensation, Border Roads, Army, everybody will give you compensation. I wrote her a personal check. Anything else I can do for you? She said, yes, I have a younger child. The one who died was 24. He died for India. Younger one is 22. Get him a job. I said, I go to Delhi. I'll talk to Ambani, Adani, Birla, Tata, AK Garg, everybody, and try and get him a job. This is 2011. She said, I didn't ask you for a job in the private sector. Let him join border roads when the time comes. He too can die for India. Since childhood, I have wondered why we are Indians, what makes us special. Then I got my answer from this Sikkimese mother. We are not Indians because we live in India. We are Indians because India lives in us. That's what makes us Indian. Sons and daughters of India, for too long others have written our destiny. We will now write it ourselves. You will write it. Do you promise that you will write India's destiny? I didn't hear you. Who will write India's destiny? Thank you. Write it. And if you don't, I'll come and beat you up. Have faith and confidence in yourself. Do not allow cynicism to affect you. All these Western media channels and all, they try to destroy your self-confidence. Cynicism does not empower you. It paralyzes you. If you are afraid, don't do it. But if you do it, then don't be afraid. How can I change the world, sir? Somebody asked the fakir, and the fakir said, change yourself first. The fakir's name was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Sons and daughters of India, we are not gods, but we are Indians. That's the next best thing.
मिट्टी में मिल जावा गुल बनके मैं खिल जावा इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू.
This is my tombstone at the foot of a statue of the Lord Buddha in Kargil, in a place called Apati. Group captain will understand this. It says Deepak Vohra, Indian, 1951 to eternity, and below that in my own hand, when my boss saw it, his eyes were moist. He said, who is this madman who loves his country so much? He was told who I was, and he said, yes, I know him. And it says, scattered in the dust, silent I remain. When India's bugle calls, I will rise again. We are incredible, we are chafing, churning, and we are at 75. We are in puberty. Swami Vivekananda said 125 years ago that India is awakening. All those who were sleeping for the last 15 or 20 minutes, you should wake up now. Please increase the volume. Volume maximum kariye. Do you know why we should wake up? Because
अरे अभी तो पार्टी शुरू हुई है. अरे अभी तो पार्टी शुरू हुई है.
stand up and clap for me. Come on guys, stand up.
शुरू हुई है. अरे अभी तो पार्टी 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 अरे अभी तो पार्टी शुरू हुई है.
I truly believe that God is Indian. Thank you so much, sons and daughters of India. Thank you. Thank you, AKGEC. Thank you, everybody. And now please call the ambulance. I've been dancing on the stage. And as I leave, sir, I have one last thing. Give me 1 minute. We talked of technology. We talked of the good things of technology, the bad things of technology. My daughter said to me, Dad, you're getting old. I said, Buddha tera baap ho raha, main buddha nahi ho raha. And then she said, Dad, you have an old phone, a dumb phone, so I'm sending you a phone made by a fruit company. What's that fruit company called? Apple, right. And she says, there's a woman who lives inside there. She'll answer all your questions if you forget. What's that woman's name? Siri. So I'm going to ask her a question. May I? Hey, Siri. Where am I now?
You're on AKGEC Road, Ghaziabad.
Is this correct, sir? AKGEC Road, Ghaziabad. She's very smart. Hey, Siri. What is my wife's name?
It's which wife?
Oh, shut up, which wife? I have only one wife. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been married to the same woman for 45 years. Thank you so much. Thank you. And don't buy an... Anyway, do what you have to. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.